Number 62. The flowing river never stops, and yet the water never stays the same. Foam floats upon the pools, scattering, reforming, never lingering long. So it is with man and all his dwelling places here on earth. An account of my hut by Kamono Chomei. It's a Japanese classic literature. It's an essay written by ex-Buddhist monk or ex-aristocrat who became a Buddhist monk. Let me read it again. The flowing river never stops, and yet the water never stays the same. Foam floats upon the pools, scattering, reforming, never lingering long. So it is with man and all his dwelling places here on earth. And this is the illustration of his small hut. Literally, it's a really small hut. I can only see one shelf, no kitchen. I wonder if there is a bathroom or not. And I can see 2 musical instruments. And that was, that used to be, that was the habit or hobbies. One of the hobbies of aristocrats or Buddhist monk. Some Buddhist monk told stories while playing musical instrument that looks like a guitar. So, yeah, he is one of the front runner of today's trend of minimalism. Because the impermanence of this world, some people chose such a minimalistic lifestyle. Everything is impermanent. Everything comes to an end. And even if we are blessed with material abundance, the joy doesn't last. And the material stuff doesn't last either. It's like a slow and steady flowing of river. Life just moves on like a traveler, always moving forward on a one-way trip. The flowing river never stops. And yet the water never stays the same. Water is always fresh and new. We cannot step into the same river twice. And on this river, a foam will be formed and then flows for a brief moment, and burst and disappear. It may be reformed again. That's the analogy of our flesh. The foam is the analogy of our flesh. And the flow of the river is the analogy of our consciousness, our life force. Our life force has eternal future and beginningless past. There was not a beginning. So the river has its beginning. It starts with a small stream in the mountain. And little by little, it grows bigger and bigger. And finally, some rivers become so big like Mississippi River or Ganges River. the flow is so slow and steady. It almost looks solid and never moving, but it's moving very slowly. So understanding the reality of our life is our first step to true happiness. Everything is changing and doesn't stay at one place for too long. It's the same with our life. We will not stay in this life forever. And in retrospect, everything we experienced looks like a dream. Like I mentioned in our meetup event, the 2 weeks we experienced in Japan now completely looks like a dream, because it's across the Pacific Ocean and 10 hours airplane trip. After such a long air trip and experiencing serious jet lag, and while looking back with through brain fog, everything looks like a dream. The people I talked to, the food, delicious food I ate, and the hotel we stayed, and people we saw on the street and the station, everything looks like a dream. It was such a pleasant time, but now it's over, and I think that I came back to the reality. And we think we will feel the same way at the end of our journey on this earth. So we don't want to have regret. So we should make effort while we can. Yeah, when we have healthy body and mind, we need to make our utmost effort. Once our consciousness crowded the serious fog, not a temporary brain fog after jet lag, but the day will come where our brain will be clouded seriously. So we need to make effort before that. And then once we achieve true happiness, that happiness will never come to an end. Even if our body deteriorate, our brain might deteriorate, true happiness will stay with us forever. So this is the message we can learn from today's short story. Okay, that's what I think we can learn from today's story.